Thank you for joining us on this SAG-AFTRA live stream on YouTube. To stay informed about all of our live stream and video events, we invite you to subscribe to this channel. You can go ahead and do that right now. Today we present the President's Task Force on Education Outreach and Engagement live stream program, Biz Basics, Navigating Your SAG-AFTRA.org member account. The presentation will begin momentarily. If you have questions that you'd like to direct to today's guests, please email PTEOE@SAG-AFTRA.org. That's PTEOE@SAG-AFTRA.org. As a reminder, today's program is being recorded and you can watch the replay right here on SAG-AFTRA's YouTube channel, along with more great content. Now, please give a very warm welcome to today's host, SAG-AFTRA Executive Vice President, Rebecca Damon.
Hi there. Thank you very much, Pam. Hello, everybody. I am just delighted to be able to welcome you to our new series of programming brought to you by the President's Task Force on Education and Outreach and Engagement called Biz Basics. This is a series of programs aimed at honing basic tech skills that all SAG-AFTRAs need to be able to pound the digital pavement. This series is going to feature presentations that will teach you the how-tos of managing the business of the biz online. We know that business was heavily digital before the pandemic, and now, even more than ever, we need to be adept at handling every aspect of our business online. We hope that what this information will do was be helpful to all of our members, but especially those that maybe weren't born with a cell phone in their hand. Things are moving quickly, tech is changing on a daily basis, and we're really excited to help you be on top of the ever-expanding skill sets that you're going to need on a regular basis. Today, we have a great presentation called Navigating Your SAG-AFTRA.org member account. I'm really excited about this presentation because our SAG-AFTRA website is one of our best business tools, and you already have it at your disposal. You may just not be using it to your advantage. Once you have an online account and know how to manage it, you can do everything from tracking your residuals to updating your contact information, paying your union dues, and finding out all the latest news and information. If you have questions for the Q&A at the end of the presentation today, you can send an email to pteoe@sagaftra.org. That's pteoe@sagaftra.org. With that said, I am just excited to be able to kick off today's presentation. We have with us SAG-AFTRA Executive Director of Customer Experience, Morgan Tennant. Now, Morgan oversees our contact center, which supports multiple departments, including membership, billing, residuals process and claims, television and new media, and web support, and provides assistance to the membership on a both national and local level. Her primary focus is to drive the vision of our members to ensure that they have ease of use and that our organizational needs are being met. It is just my pleasure to give it to Morgan and she can take it away. Go ahead, Morgan.
Hi, thanks again for having me. I'm going to jump right in and share my screen. We will go through a series of sections here on the website. And let me go ahead and pull this up for you. So today's topics are going to be about account creation, account management, the billing portal, and your residuals portal. Now, many of you already have your account created because that's how you RSVP'd for today's event. However, for those that did not and came directly to our YouTube channel, here's how you will create your account. Simply click the login button in the upper right-hand corner of the SAG-AFTRA.org webpage. You'll enter your username and password, again, if you have that, and simply log in. If you forgot your username or password, you can select that link to enter predefined information, which will be an email address we would have on file for you and your security password that you selected at the time of when you created the account. So now we'll click Create Account. As you navigate through the screen, as a SAG-AFTRA member, you'll enter your username, an email address, the password that you'd like to select, and then you'll select a security question from the list of drop-down menus. Answer that question, enter your SAG-AFTRA ID. If for some reason you don't have it, you can enter your first name, last name, and social, and it will populate for you. The last four of your social, and acknowledge that you're 18 and over. After you've created your account, you can now manage it. The default is the My Information section of the website. Anytime you log in, you'll be directed to the My Information section. For this topic, we'll cover My Information, your billing portal, and your residuals portal. In the center of the screen, you'll see that you have access to your SAG-AFTRA ID, your assigned local, your member category, the date you've been paid to, and the amount that you may owe. Within the My Information section, by simply scrolling down halfway through the page, you'll see that you'll be able to click on Member Information, the opportunity to take our demographic profile, view your agency information if you have any representation, update your login section, and look to see what events you've been subscribed for. Within the Member Information section, you'll see that we have your current local assignment, your member category, your primary and billing address, as well as your residuals. If you do need to make any changes at any time, you simply click Edit, and that will open a different window where you can go through and make the necessary updates. What's also great about doing this online is that after you update the address within our system, we have the ability to notify the SAG-AFTRA Health Plan, the SAG Producers Pension Plan, as well as After Health and Retirement of the changes that you have made, so that way you do not have to reach out to them individually to make those changes. Simply click Save Changes. That will update your member profile. And again, we will notify the respective parties if you have any additional changes you'd like to make. Please also note that if you're moving, your local assignment is based on your primary address. So your local will not automatically change when you update your address. That's a separate step. So again, we have our current local is San Diego, and if I now moved, and I can then enter my address, and it will tell me which local is affiliated based on my zip code. So after changing your primary, you will want to verify if your billing or residual address needs to be updated as well. If your address is the same for your billing, your primary, and your residuals, you only need to enter it in one place. If you need to update your phone number, simply click on the phone box and click Edit, and choose what type of phone number or what type of phone you're using, whether it's a telephone, mobile, home, and enter that information, add any business contacts, and save your changes. Next, we'll go into updating your primary email address. This is for the purpose of communications within SAG-AFTRA. What's also great is you can actually update your email preferences to determine what information you would like to receive. So it's currently loading the subscriptions I have. So I'm signed up to receive national emails, and then I can actually go through and choose different locals that I want to receive information for, simply by clicking Want to subscribe to other emails. That drop down will indicate the different locals. Click on the plus sign to the far right of the local name and choose news, events and discounts, or casting notices for that local. And then you can hit update. If for some reason you do not want to receive any additional communication from us, you can simply click the unsubscribe from all SAG-AFTRA messages. That will be specific to news, events and discounts, and casting notices. Anything related to billing or other union information outside of these categories, you will still receive. One moment. Next, we'll go into updating your login information. For many of us, we've created our accounts some time ago, and we may have forgot to update our password, or we've made changes, or perhaps when I did my password reset, I didn't receive the email to the mailbox that I thought it should go to. And that's because when you create your account and you put in your email address, that email address is for the purpose of account recovery. So if your email address has changed, you will want to verify your login information and view what you currently have on file. So simply click on the login info, and we will click edit/change password. So again, the email address listed here for the login information is solely for the purpose of account recovery. This is not to notify you of news and events or casting or anything else that you might have been registered for. So you'll do that in the My Information section. But again, the login email is simply for the purpose of account recovery. If it's changed, go ahead and enter in a new email and re-enter that to confirm. If you scroll down, you can also update your password. It's not going to show you what your current password is, but again, you can make changes by simply entering a new password and confirming that. You can also make updates to your security question by clicking on the drop-down menu, choosing the question, and entering your security answer. Once you've entered in the information that you'd like, simply hit Save Changes. Next, we're going to look at the events info. And what this will again show the events that you may have upcoming, and also your previous registrations. So currently with this account that I'm using, I'm not registered for any events at this time, but I can also look at the previous events, and it will also show that I've attended or if I did not attend. When you are RSVPing to an event, it will also indicate if you've already registered, so that way you don't feel like you've registered more than once. Next, we'll navigate to our billing portal. So below the My Information button, you'll have your billing portal. If you scroll down halfway through the page, you see that you'll have access to your due statement, your payment history, paperless billing options, and then information for about your bill. Your due statement, as we scroll down here, will provide you a summary of the annual dues, as well as the breakdown of the current dues. If you hover over the total earnings question mark, that will provide some help text for you to better explain what the earnings are and how they are calculated. The lower section will provide you information about the current dues, if there were any initiation fees that were still owed, if there were any prior dues that were owed, or other fees, and then provide you the amount that's now due. Simply click Pay My Bill, and that will take us into the payment screen. Within the payment screen, on the left-hand side, you'll see a dues bill summary with your current due period, which in this example is November of 2020, and the statement was as of April 14th, 2021. On the right-hand side, it automatically carries over the amount now due. In this case, it was $291, and we'll have help text that we can look at in a moment. If you'd like to proceed with paying the amount now due, simply click the radio button next to current amount due, and that will enter the amount into the screen, or into the field, excuse me. And you'll see that the tax-deductible donation to the foundation now becomes available. Please know that you will unfortunately not be able to make a donation to the foundation using our online billing portal until the total amount to be paid is at the minimum amount now due. So if I owe $291, I will be able to enter a custom amount for the donation to the foundation, and that will update my amount to be paid. If I choose to pay a custom amount and it's less than the total current amount due, I'm not able to click into the deductible, the tax deductible donation for the foundation. So again, I need to pay at minimum the amount now due to make that donation. After I hit continue, I now confirm on the left the amount that I'm paying towards my dues or fees. I am indicating the amount that I'm donating to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. And on the right-hand side, I can now choose to pay either by credit card. You'll see we have Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. And we also take an e-check or ACH. Simply enter your routing and account information, account holder name, the account type, review the terms and conditions, and submit your payment. Next, we're going to dig into our residuals portal. I'm sorry, your payment history, excuse me. So at tax time, we run into scenarios where our members will call us to confirm the amounts that they've paid towards their dues for the prior year. So you no longer need to reach out to request a copy of your receipt. You'll actually be able to go to your payment history and view the payments that you've made based on date, the amount, and the method. If you paid by credit card, it will indicate whether it was an American Express, Visa, Discover, and so on. Once you click on the underlying amount, that will then populate a copy of the receipt for your records. And we'll navigate to that in just one moment. So this is an example of the payment receipt. It'll have your name and member number, the amount that you paid, when we received it, the payment method, and then below it will indicate the dues period that you made the payment towards, what it was for, and in this case, membership dues, and the amount was $107.41. Next, we'll review the option for paperless billing. This is not a requirement by any means. If you do prefer to continue to receive your bill by US mail, that may be your defaulted setting. However, you can make changes at any time. When you click on the paperless billing tab, again, you'll see whether you have US mail or email. If you do choose to receive your paperless billing notification, simply click the email radio button and review the terms and conditions. Now, one thing that you need to understand regarding paperless billing is that we're not going to provide an attachment of your bill. What we are going to do is let you know that your bill is now available to view online. So again, it's not a copy of the bill, it's not a PDF, it's a simple notification letting you know that you can now view your bill online and make your payment. So after we review the terms and conditions of paperless billing, we check the box to agree regarding income statements if you want to receive those online as well. Your email address, confirm the email address. You can also make updates here for your primary email address for communications and hit submit. Now we'll get into residuals. Tracking your residuals is one of the most important benefits of being a member and being able to stay on top of what is due to you and when it will arrive. So when we navigate to our residuals portal, we can look at unclaimed, loan outs, and direct deposit, which we'll jump into in a moment. But for residuals, the default will be for what is in processing or what we have sent to you. We can also look at the current residuals for the time period, which is the last 90 days. And it will show you the payroll company, when we sent it, and the gross amount. You can click on the name of the company to receive more information about the payment itself. You can also export your residual history to Excel if you receive many and wanting to have a list of those in a different format that's exportable. Again, you can export that to Excel. You can also, in the prior residuals that we just clicked on a moment ago, it automatically defaults to the last 90 days. You can enter a custom date range going back as far as you'd like to review all residuals that we have processed. The unclaimed residuals is indicating if there's any money that we might be holding in trust for you. The reason that we would be holding this in trust means that we don't have correct address or contact information for you in order to release these funds. That's one of the primary reasons we want to ensure that we have up-to-date contact information for you, so that way we can make sure that your money is getting to you. So click on the unclaimed residuals and you will see if there's any money being held in trust for you. If there is, you'll be able to reach out to our trust department to provide them with the necessary information to release that money. If you have a registered loan out, that information will be listed here. And then there's the direct deposit option. We will be doing other events that will go deeper into direct deposit, but the direct deposit tab is for our members. And if you'd like to receive your funds electronically, you can register for direct deposit. So when you do click on direct deposit, it will let you know that you're eligible to enroll, and you go to the payment hub and begin the registration process. If you've navigated away and have started looking at other places within our site, whether it's membership and benefits, news and events, contract and industry resources, or you may have just gotten lost, reading through articles, and you want to navigate back to your profile, from the website in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see that you have the person icon. That person icon, when clicked, will let you know if you've been logged in. And if you are, you can simply go to My Information, directly to the Residuals portal and the Billing portal. So that is a summary of our member information and Billing portal, Residuals portal. If at any time you have any questions, obviously our website is a great resource. We also have the Help Center in the bottom right-hand corner of the page. If at any time you have any questions, you can email, you can call, you can actually do a live web chat with our staff. If you do choose to call, it's 855 SAG-AFTRA, and we are option 6 for web help. Or you can send an email to info@sagaftra.org, and we will respond to you within 24 hours or less. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That was a lot of great information there. And it's interesting because I know this is one of the things that you get, Morgan, regular calls where people want to maybe be able to then see it, refresh it, that you do deal with this online with people all the time, you and your team. But it's nice that they'll then have this to have an online resource that you can then chat them and say, hey, here, go ahead, take a look at this video in case you need a refresher. Because if this isn't something that you've always done, we don't want to assume that everybody has all the skills, and we want to help people to have those skills. So I just think that's terrific and so helpful, to be able to have a refresher. So I think that's great. And we did have a few people ask us that very question. Is this something that I can watch again? And can you tell them where they might find it if they want to watch this again?
Yes, this will be on our SAG-AFTRA YouTube channel.
Great. And we will also have it on our SAG-AFTRA.org video gallery. So if you search for that on the SAG-AFTRA site, now that you're there, we'll be able to also have it posted there. So you can find it in 2 places. So if I have trouble, here's our first question with the website, because this is great, they said, but I need to have a person to answer my questions in real time. What do I do?
Again, you can call 855 SAG-AFTRA, press option 6, and that will direct you right into our web help team. If you feel comfortable also using our chat function, you can do that. We also have a really great resource, whether you're on the phone or using our live chat, where we can do what's called co-browse. So we can actually see what you're seeing on the SAG-AFTRA screen, and we can help guide you and navigate you. Our team members, you'll be able to see their mouse, help you go and click on where you need to click, and again, provide that guidance that you might need when navigating on the website.
Great. We have a question that's, pandemic related. Obviously, right now, this is the kind of stuff that we're not doing in the offices, even though the offices are still processing residuals and all that kind of stuff. But in terms of people coming in, can't do it right in this moment, but people will be watching this after the pandemic. And this person wants to know, once things are back to normal, everybody gets vaccinated, things really reopen in a physical space, can I then come into the office to pay my dues if I'm in Los Angeles?
Yes, the plan will be to allow for our cashiering functions to resume for the locals that support that. We are also looking at other options, such as having a tablet available, so that way you can pay them electronically if you happen to be in the area, as well as interacting with our staff.
Great. If I do register for the website, does that mean I have to do all of this on my computer from now on?
It sure does not.
Well,
yeah, it is for you, and use it as you wish. But if you need help, we're always here.
That's great. I mean, I think that's part of it. Sometimes you want to jump into something that's new, but you're afraid that that's the only way. Then this is just another tool. So another tool in your tool chest. We have another question asking, can I do this on my smartphone?
Yes, you can either go to your web browser on your smartphone and go to sagaftra.org. After you have registered for an account as a member, you can also download the mobile app. So you'll be able to have access to almost everything that you saw today on our tutorial.
So when you say something, Morgan, like web browser, can you explain what that means for people who may not be as clear what that means on their phone?
Yeah, so whatever your internet provider of choice, in terms of, if I'm opening my smartphone and I have Apple, the default browser is Safari, but you may have Chrome or something else. So if you go to a web browser on your smartphone and go to sagaftra.org, you will be able to log in and navigate, or even create your account.
Great. I just wanted to make sure, because when,
Yes.
we want to maybe over explain for some of the people that already know this. And for the people that do, that's a refresher. And for those that don't, we want to make sure we make it as simple as we can. So here's a really good question. I think I created an account years ago with an old email address that I don't use anymore. And you kind of touched on this a bit, but does that account still exist? Is there a way for me to get rid of the old email address? Somebody may not even have access to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we recommend that you give us a call. You can also chat in, but give us a call. And what we can do is we can look to see if you had previously created an account. We'll ask you a series of verification questions, so that way we can verify that it's in fact you. Now, currently we don't have the option to change usernames. So what we will do is we will have the account deleted, which then means you can re-register. Now, you don't lose any of your history with us by doing that. All it's doing is allowing you to recreate the profile with the username, password, and recovery information that you'd like. If you simply just forgot, you're comfortable with the username, then we can help you get into your account and help you get into the login information, so that way you can update your recovery email.
Great, that's great. I have somebody saying that this went a little fast, and asking about if we'll give it again, and you'll be able to get it on that YouTube, the SAG-AFTRA YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to, so that those whenever you open YouTube, you'll see other good SAG-AFTRA content, or again on the video gallery. I have somebody asking about hoping that they can get a one-on-one tutorial. And is that a service that we offer?
Absolutely. We're here for our members, and we want you to feel empowered to use the tools and resources that we have available for you. So please give us a call at any time. We're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific. That same goes for email. We're 24 hours, and then we'll get to you within 24 business hours. And then again, live chat. So whatever mode or medium you feel comfortable with, we are here to support you.
That's great. So here's a question. I actually haven't seen this one before in various forums. If I set up a direct deposit and give you my bank info, does it mean that my dues are going to come out of my account automatically? This person is going, I don't want that to happen. So they want to make sure how that works.
Correct. So direct deposit is completely separate from your billing portal and profile. The only time that we offer automatic deductions is for those that have joined utilizing a payment plan. And we will deduct whether your monthly dues for if you're choosing a 6-month installment, we'll do that monthly. Once you have fulfilled your installment plan when you're joining, then at that point, it is your responsibility to make your payment for your dues. With your direct deposit, you're simply signing up through us, through Exactuals, which is a third-party vendor that manages direct deposit. And so by providing that banking information, we are then working with them to deposit those funds into your account, but it will not be set up for any deductions.
That's really helpful for people to understand that. You know, a lot of the questions are questions that I know we get all the time. It's great to have them in this format, but that was one that I had not heard before. So that was an awesome question. Does my security answer need to match my password? Is this next question.
No, ideally you wouldn't want your security question to be your password. You'd want to make it as unique as possible. It's really just to help, again, if we are assisting you over the phone and we need to help you with the password reset, this will be one of the questions that we do ask. So you will want it to be something that you will remember, but not necessarily have it be your password.
Yeah, you don't want them to be the same. That's for sure. If I pay a portion of my dues, like you showed in the custom amount, does that make me in good standing? Like, how does that work?
Well, in normal times, pre-COVID, any payment that you would make would go towards your dues balance. However, your balance would need to be paid in full by the deadline indicated on your dues bill in order to be in good standing. With COVID, we've introduced dues relief. So I recommend that you navigate to the billing portal and review the dues relief option. Sign up for that if you're interested. It will provide an installment option and deadline dates. As long as you're meeting the deadlines on that dues relief, you will remain in good standing. If for some reason you're in a particular situation where you're not able to pay and you are trying to be cleared for work, please give us a call and we will discuss your available options.
Yeah, and so I just want to make sure that people, especially when they're talking about good standing, that they really, first off, that they realize that if they do take one of those options, that they have to be in compliance and that they read the language very carefully, and that language is what they should rely on as the controlling language to make sure that they stay in the right spot. So I want to make sure people actually look at that language because I don't want there to be any kind of confusion ever. So we have someone who has been a member for a really long time. They're saying 1978 for Screen Actors Guild, 1981 for American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. And they want to know if can they go back and see their dues payment all the way to back when they joined in the 1970s and 80s, or is this just a more modern situation?
Currently, it will show the last 4 years of payment history. We're working with our IT group to go back a little bit further, but I don't have a deadline as to when that will happen or how far back we'll go. If you do need that information, however, give us a call and we'll get that to you.
Great. That's great. The next one is the direct deposit is incredibly helpful. Yes, it definitely is. Do you mean to tell me that after all these years, I don't have to waste paper and postage to send me that check for 8 cents? There you go. This is better than sliced bread. If I sign up for direct deposit, might I get my money faster too?
Yeah, our direct deposit schedule, we initially were doing twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Recently, we've actually upped that with the availability with Exactuals to now deposit Monday through Friday. So we're depositing every day of the week. So there is still a processing timeline and window for when we receive that information, get it uploaded into your residuals portal, transfer the checks over to Exactuals to get updated and deposited. But we are depositing 5 days a week.
Great. This is a question about trying to find casting notices on the website or production sheets to know what's shooting. Is that something that's available on the website?
It is available. Let me navigate there and I will share my screen. Now, each local page may offer their own resources based on casting notices or other downloads, but give me just 1 second. Depending on the locals that have them. So apologize. I'm just checking to see which local has one up right now. Go ahead and share my screen. So depending on who your local is, in the upper right-hand corner, if I click the locals menu and there's the drop-down, you'll see that I can scroll through the list of locals. I'm going to go ahead and choose San Diego. This is the profile that I'm logged in with. When you scroll down on the left-hand side, you'll have a menu that says Local Resources. Within the Local Resources tab, there's going to be information that's listed here for casting notices, production listings, and other local information. So if there are production listings or TV show sheets or services, that information will be listed here. So not every local is going to have that information available. It is dependent upon the casting teams to provide that information to us, and then we will get it updated. But again, you can navigate to your local, simply click on Local Resources, and that is where you will find information about casting, production listing, and other information.
And I'm seeing the national TV show sheet there, which is a great resource for people to be able to find. And I know you can find that on every local's page, and that's just a nice a resource for sure for people to be able to take a look and get a sense of what's happening where, especially during the pandemic. I think we're all kind of curious about things are coming back at different paces.
Yeah,
and you know, it's definitely even more of interest than usual as we're all kind of tracking what's going on everywhere. We've got time for a few more questions, and this one, this is an interesting one too. What if the company name for residual is not listed and it's due? Who do I contact?
I assume that we're talking about a personal account and a loan out is the way that I'm interpreting that.
I think that's how I'm taking it too.
Yeah. So if you do have a loan out, perhaps you have one or a couple, what you will do is after you register for your personal account on direct deposit, you will then register each loan out individually. And we do that because you may have different banking information that you utilize for your personal versus your loan out. So again, after you register your personal, then we'll go into the loan out. If you're not seeing your loan out there in terms of being able to register, give us a call and we'll look into this and see why it's not an option.
That's great. That's very helpful. So we've got a question, and I'm just trying to make sure if I see my money is held in trust, but I'm not getting it, and I see that my address is correct, what should I do?
Give us a call. The trust phone number is on the screen, or again, just 855 SAG-AFTRA and select the menu option for residuals. There could have been a circumstance where we weren't able to reach you via mail and through the post office, and we may have received something that said that this address was no longer good. So we did not want to continue sending mail to an address that was potentially bad. So give us a call and we'll take a look at your account, verify your information, and get those residuals back to you.
Yeah, so this is a question where why does when I see my SAG-AFTRA membership agent information not include the type of for each of my agents? It says not specified, which is untrue because I did specify that it was my commercial agent and then theatrical. You get the gist of the question on the form provided. I think it might cause some problems, and I want to know who I should if somebody needs to contact me for a specific project. Can you let me know how to get this corrected, as I've sent the production time information previously and it's not included?
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a call, 855-SAG-AFTRA, and choose the option for our professional representatives team. And we'll get that sorted and see why it's not documented properly. Within the, let me share my screen one more time. If you are logged into my information, you will see that in this particular case, I, for the test account, do not have any agency information here. So I can click on this representation update form, which is a DocuSign, and any updates, whether it be additions, changes, removals, will then go directly to our professional reps team. So again, it's highlighted here with the underline yellow.
That's great. Okay, we have time for just a couple more. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm reading this right. On the direct deposit tab, for me, it says not available to enroll, and then an error message when I click go to Payment Hub. I think I actually do receive residuals via direct deposit. Any idea why it might say that? What if I want to change banks?
Okay. So the first part of the question, if it says not eligible to enroll, this is currently for members. So we'll just need to confirm your membership status, but give us a call and we can look into this. If you have already enrolled and do want to update your payment, your banking information, after you go to the Payment Hub, on the left-hand side, you'll see a settings tool. When you click on settings, you can then update your banking information. So you simply just delete what you currently have on file and then add the new information, which is the account number and the routing number.
This is a question from somebody that's not yet a member, but they've emailed it in, so let's answer. How do I know if I have the right vouchers and eligibility to join, and can I do all of that online?
That's a great question. What you can do, go to share my screen. You can always view your eligibility prior to joining by hovering over the Membership and Benefits tab. The first option that will come up is your eligibility checker. When you click on the eligibility checker, you're going to enter in your first name, last name, and your full social security number. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my information in here. I am not currently eligible. But what it will do is it will tell me what I need to do to submit my information to be reviewed for eligibility. So whether that be your pay stubs, your contracts, or your payroll printout. Unfortunately, we don't accept vouchers. It does need to be one of those three. In addition to that, we will also need some personal information from you that's listed here. And we have an email address where you can send that information. And one of our representatives on our membership staff will review this or partner with our contracts group to verify employment. And then you'll receive confirmation that you are either eligible to join. We'll bring you back here to the tracker so you can create your account. Or if for some reason we couldn't verify the work, we'll explain why and what your next step should be. But again, that's by going to the hovering over Membership and Benefits and clicking on Eligibility Checker.
That's great. I think that's probably something that will help a lot of people. I just know that's a question I get all the time from people where people are confused. How do I do that? And now there's all these things. So this is a good question. I like this one. It's just because it's one of my favorite SAG-AFTRA things. Morgan, are we going to have a presentation on the SAG-AFTRA app? And how do we get that? Can you go a little deeper there?
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting kicked off. This is our first series within this, and I know that many topics are going to be coming up. So I definitely envision that the mobile app will be one of them, and be happy to see you on that presentation as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it for sure. No, I think it's such a great resource,
Yeah.
because then you have so many of the things right there with you wherever you are. You can have your digital membership card, you can have all that stuff. So you're able to do so much. And I love that we're rolling out, people are RSVPing when we eventually get to be all back together, have events, all that. So that'll be a really fun one to do. So we'll have to have you back. This was just really excellent. I really appreciate having you here today with us, Morgan. I think it was really helpful. I always want it to be one of those things that we all come to things from wherever our knowledge base is, and we should actually embrace what we don't know so that we can grow as people, as members, and which that provides us with more opportunities. So having this today really was a helpful thing. I really, really appreciate it. And I think it teaches us the lesson never to be afraid to ask. It's never be shy. I really appreciate you doing this. I hope that everybody here is also taking away some of the skills that they can use in the future. You can always refer back to this tutorial. We're going to be having more of these, so you can catch this again on the YouTube channel. So if there's any part that you wanted to hear again, you can also shoot us questions, or as Morgan said, don't hesitate to call. And somebody in our member contact team, they do a great job of being able to walk people through this. So on behalf of SAG-AFTRA, I really want to thank you for taking the time to be here today. It's really been great to be here with you virtually. And thank you again for tuning in. Also tune into our regularly scheduled President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement live streams, which you can go down and check out some of those right here on YouTube, where you already are. And if you haven't, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us if you're on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You'll get more announcements as well as via email. So it's really great having you here with us today, and we will see you next time. Thanks very much.